border issue that's drawing some criticism from Republicans against Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Dallas city leaders are trying to crack down on parties that don't have permits, and the May runoff is quickly approaching. This is the Politics of Texas. I'm Stephen Dial. Here's your Fast Four. Democrats and Republicans are calling out Governor Greg Abbott for his plan to increase the number of safety inspections on the Texas-Mexico border. The policy has created long delays, and that Abbott made individual agreements with Mexican governors, then ultimately halted the inspection plan. Abbott also claimed smugglers stopped coming through because they knew the increased inspections were happening. Abbott said this is in response to President Biden ending Title 42, which is the rapid expulsion of migrants who cross the border. Abbott thinks the inspections could expose more illegal migrants. The governor blames the rest of the clogged border on President Biden. Republican Agricultural Commissioner Sid Miller went against the governor, calling it catastrophic, saying it will hurt produce supply and will raise prices. More and more school districts are removing library books they call inappropriate. Some of the titles include LGBT themes, and the issue has gotten very political. This week, the Texas Education Agency sent a letter to districts making it clear that school boards have the final say in what books are removed. TEA Commissioner Mike Morath urged districts to include parents in the review process for books pending removal. Critics say there's nothing obscene or inappropriate in the books, calling it a political attack on the gay community. Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo and some of her aides were indicted this week. The indictment is about how a little-known vendor was awarded a COVID-19 contract from the county. The $11 million contract was given to Elevate Strategies, said to be owned by a woman who used to work for Democratic campaigns. Judge Hidalgo eventually canceled the contract last year after pressure mounted. She said in a statement this week she will not cave to bullying or political dirty tricks. Following two mass shootings during parties that did not have permits, Dallas City Council and Dallas police are trying to find a way to make it tougher on promoters and landowners who have large parties without a permit. Police Chief Eddie Garcia says that the current law would fine a landowner $500 to $2,000 for operating without a permit. Garcia says landowners are not being discouraged because they are making a lot more from the event, and this will offset the fine. City leaders are also working to find ways to find out about the permitless parties before they happen. Governor Greg Abbott has continued to make the border a top priority during his re-election campaign. The question is, will it hurt him politically? To discuss in our Sunday conversation, we talked to North Texas Congressman Democrat Colin Allred and SMU political scientist Matthew Wilson. Every week during his bid for re-election, Governor Greg Abbott has talked about border security. He's taken multiple actions that have drawn praise from his base, but also criticism from some in his own party. Those include funneling money to continue to build the unfinished border wall, increase inspections that have caused trucking delays, and voluntarily busing migrants to the nation's capital. SMU political scientist Matthew Wilson.
There's a fine line to walk between emphasizing border security and order at the border, which a lot of people support, including a lot of Latino voters along the border, and not appearing excessive or grandstanding or anti-immigrant.
Abbott's increased vehicle inspection policy took a hit this week. The White House called it unnecessary and said it slowed commercial traffic by 60%. Republican Agricultural Commissioner Sid Miller called it catastrophic. After multiple days of individual agreements with Mexican governors, Abbott ultimately repealed his inspection plan. He also claimed that human traffickers and drug smugglers stopped because they knew the inspections were happening.
It's been about extreme policies only appealing to really a certain segment of his political base, which now that he's passed his primary, I was at least hoping in some way that he might get back to try to being a governor instead of just a candidate for office.
North Texas Congressman Colin Allred, who is a Democrat, says that the governor's actions are impacting Texas's economy, describing it as playing politics.
$30 million in fresh produce was stalled at our border on just one day, and that's going to pass on increased costs to Texans in terms of us having to pay more for avocados and produce coming out of Mexico. You know, the economic impact that we're talking about here is a $661 billion trade between U.S. and Mexico that the governor is now using as kind of a political ploy.
This week, at least 2 buses of migrants arrived in Washington, just blocks from the U.S. Capitol. The migrants had to volunteer to take the trip. Abbott stated he's using it as a way to bring the migrant issue to President Biden's backyard. The White House backtracked on its initial stance about the plan. Press Secretary Jen Psaki this week calling it nice that Texas is helping them get to their final destination. Wilson says this won't hurt Abbott because the migrants have agreed to be moved.
Well, it makes for good political theater. It would be a problem if these migrants were being used as political pawns against their will. I think that would really be problematic. However, as you say, they have to consent to this. So it's not as if Greg Abbott has in some way forcibly deported them to Washington, D.C. So there is a consent dimension here. But it really is more political theater than it is substantive policy decision.
For more on Texas politics, head over to our website, fox4news.com. We will see you next time for another edition of The Politics of Texas.